You can start.
Can you listen to me? Shall I start?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I thought there was a problem with the sound. Okay, so we're going to be talking about integrating VR to foster language learning. My name is Belen Albarracin, and I am from Buenos Aires, Argentina. So first of all, we're going to be talking a little bit about what virtual reality is. So in fact, when we are using virtual reality, what we are doing is placing the viewer inside a moment in history, if we are teleporting, or a moment in a story. And this is made possible by sound and visual technology. That's how we can block external distractions and engage senses more deeply. So one of the strong points of this immersive quality that VR has is that you immerse the viewer completely in a new surrounding, and he can gather information and interact in this new environment. Now, a good distinction is to know, distinguish, augmented reality from virtual reality. Augmented reality would be like the sister technology. And in fact, what we are doing when we are using augmented reality is enhancing with digital objects the real environment. So I thought that it was going to be more helpful to show you a video where we are integrating augmented reality in the classroom. Now, this game that I'm going to show you is called Pictionary Air. And basically what I do is to draw in the air what I have in the card, and students have to guess. Now, students can see what I'm drawing because they have downloaded an app where they can read and see through their screen what I am drawing in the air. So let me show you how this augmented reality app works.
House. Boat. Boat. Wave.
Yeah! So basically what we're doing in this game that integrates augmented reality is to enhance the real environment. Now, when we are using virtual reality, as this artist here is doing, her name is Anna Silieva. She's a very well-known artist. Her art is known as volumism. And basically, she's immersed in this virtual environment. And that is what basically you accomplish when you're using this kind of tools. Now, how is 3D recreated in VR? When we are using smartphones that support VR technology, basically the screen in our smartphone splits into two, and each eye focuses on one image that is slightly offset. And that is how it generates the sensation of depth when you watch at this image. And that is why when you turn around, it reveals new areas of the video. And you don't feel that you're just watching a video, but you feel that you're actually walking through it. And that is very important when it comes to the immersive sensation of VR. So apart from the smartphones that support VR technology, what you also need is the presence of headsets. Now, there are different kinds of headsets that you can acquire. You have the VR cardboards, and you have the more advanced head-mounted displays. Now, when it comes to integration of VR in the classroom setting, the VR cardboard is the one that is more affordable. They are inexpensive. They are easy to assemble. In fact, you can buy the cardboard thing and you can build it yourself. What we integrate are 360 videos. 360 videos are considered a form of VR where the viewer has choice over what he sees within a 360 environment. And they are easy to carry around. Now, when it comes to the more advanced head-mounted displays, they are more costly, they are complicated to set up, especially if they're wired to a powerful computer. You need a larger physical space to move around, and you also lose this portability because they are more difficult to carry around. So whenever we're talking about VR integration of 360 videos, we should go for the VR cardboard option that is more affordable. I always talk about the 3 strategy approach when integrating VR, and engage. Well, why enhance? Because basically what we are doing with VR is enhancing what the teacher is already doing, and it's transformative in the way students connect with the VR content. Engage because students feel more motivated when using this kind of technology. It's a technology that they are familiar with, and it really boosts their curiosity and discovery learning when integrating it. And empower, because our aim as teachers should be to generate projects that foster communication, collaboration, and creation, as in Bloom's taxonomy, and where students take an active role in their learning. We know that technology is it's just a tool, and technology as such does not teach. We need behind to back it up with a strong pedagogy, sound pedagogy, to make it have sense. Now, when it comes to VR content, there are several sources that you can check online from YouTube or Nat Geo 360 or VR Discovery or Within, which is a very interesting site by Chris Milk, where you have short films or even cartoons in 360. But what you can also do, which I find more interesting and what I'm passionate about, is the idea of generating your own content. And how can you generate your own content? Well, what I do is to use a 360 camera and create my content with other teachers. So for example, one of the first videos we created was this one of Teachers Gone Wild 360, where we recorded in the staff room. All the teachers, we sat around the table. We placed the camera, the 360 camera in the middle. And the idea was to break rules in the staff room. So we simultaneously performed different actions. And then we shared this video in the classroom where students had to jot down and spot the different rules teachers were breaking using their headsets and just taking a look around in 360. Of course, one student couldn't spot all the actions or all the rules that were being broken at the same time. So it was very interesting, the scaffolding dynamic that students had to do in order to get all the activities that teachers were performing. Then another video that we carried out was a project known as what we did was to shoot on location 2 spooky tales from the neighborhood of Recoleta, the story of Rufina Cambaceres, and the other one was the story of Felicitas Guerrero in Barracas Church. So the idea was to enhance storytelling with these teachers, talking about the supernatural events that were set to take place in these 2 neighborhoods. And then students would have to watch these videos using their headsets and smartphones and retell the story and complete a chart. So this aspect, this strong immersive aspect of VR and its integration in broader projects and in the technology-driven portion of the lesson, is something that I find very meaningful for students and also a memorable experience for them. What are the challenges? Basically, well, you need Wi-Fi stability. Also the availability of smartphones that support VR technology, because not all smartphones do this, and also the availability of VR headsets. I usually integrate it with students working in groups, so they have to do this turn taking when they are working in groups. So it's not that all students should have the VR headsets, but if at least half of your group has smartphones that support VR and VR headsets, you are set to go. And what is also important is the length of the videos, since very long videos or long exposure to virtual reality can cause motion sickness. So the idea is to create videos from 1 to 4 minutes long, and that they view the video once, because like that you also trigger this idea of exchanging and scaffolding knowledge according to the information that they can gather from this virtual surrounding. Now, when it comes to virtual reality powered by mobile technologies, what are the possibilities mainly? Well, learners can experience the virtual environment in real time. They can teleport anywhere beyond the classroom walls. They can visit events that are unavailable or unfeasible because of distance, time, money, or safety factors. And also they can obtain an infinite number of viewpoints. Chris Milk, who is a referent in VR, I like what he says about virtual reality that allows you to walk a mile in somebody else's shoes. So this strong aspect of empathy that you can foster by integrating VR in your classroom is also a very, very important aspect to bear in mind. So that would be
okay, good.
all for now. I hope the sound was okay.
Yeah, it was good. There were just a couple of moments, but it was fine. Why don't you flip your camera off so we can say goodbye? And that was great. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Rob.
One thing I noticed, I was curious about, because I'm really not into the VR too much, but I remember a couple of years ago, all the stores were selling, the VR headsets that you put your cell phone in. And then all of a sudden they disappeared. Is there a reason for that? At least here. I don't know.
I think my sensation is like a very underexplored field.
Yeah.
And especially in language teaching. And it's a real shame, it's a pity, because I think it has a lot of potential. Mm-hmm. And there are very few people, at least in my case, I use this in lower secondary, mm-hmm. and there are not a lot of people who are integrating this technology. And maybe I think they overlook its potential or how to integrate it meaningfully. Why they disappeared? I don't know, but I think it's still underexplored. It is used a lot more at university level.